She was born in Atlanta in 1900. She grew up listening to stories about life in the Old South during the Civil War and Reconstruction. She spent most of her life in her native Georgia. In the same year that she married, she landed a job with the Atlanta Journal-Sunday magazine. Her interviews, profiles, and sketches of life in Georgia were well received. Complications from a broken ankle led her to end her career as a journalist. In 1926, to relieve the boredom of being cooped up with a broken ankle, she began writing a romantic novel. Setting up her Remington typewriter on an old sewing table, she completed the majority of the book in 3 years. She wrote the last chapter first, and the other chapters in no particular order. 9 years later, in 1935, H.S. Latham, a vice president of the Macmillan Company, made a trip through the South looking for new authors. When she shared her manuscript with him, it was so massive in size that he had to buy a new suitcase to bring it back to New York City. He read part of the manuscript on the train to New Orleans, Louisiana, and sent it straight to New York. By July, Macmillan had offered her a contract. She received a $500 advance and 10% of the royalties. The novel was published in 1936 under the title Gone with the Wind, and sold more than 1 million copies in the first 6 months, and more than 30 million copies in 38 countries. It has been translated into 27 languages. In 1937, she was awarded the Pulitzer Prize. This story is about Margaret Mitchell, who was the author of Gone with the Wind, one of the most popular books of all time. There are times in your life when you encounter hardships, but never give in to it. Then new opportunities come your way. Here's a quote from the book. Malign fate had broken their necks, perhaps, but never their hearts. They had not whined, they had fought.